Oh my gosh. Here we go. First off, 41 people have still not joined the Trello boards I've created. So I'm emailing people. Well, I'll remind you in class, okay? So you should have received an email inviting you into your team Trello board. Secondly, a number of people have still not joined the class blog. Log into your EdgeBlogs account. Over on the left side, click on My Class, select Join a Class. You'll see this page, type MRLEDUC, Mr. Leduc. Then click Search, and you'll see our class blog, then Request to Join. Click that. Okay, that's all. I can see it when you've done it. This allows me to be editor and help you with quality. Okay, I want you to get good at this stuff. Furthermore, in your blog post, yellow means I still haven't seen the content. So just a reminder, we use the tracking board to communicate. So this is me sending to you that, hey, I haven't seen this stuff yet. And once you get stuff in there, then I can give you credit. Okay, so for each class, you can see where the yellow stuff is and so on and so forth. Okay, and School of Rock, I'm not quite done yet updating some of the people's stuff, but you'll be able to see that as well. Okay, so let's move on. Let me go over to this browser. And what we're focusing on this week is, right down here, Scrum, Fibonacci, and other related things for teaming with our Trello boards. We're also continuing to train on Dundoc, game design document creation at dundoc.com in game design. Also using our itch pages in the game class, and we'll talk about itch later in film. So those things will be something we're training on as well. In film, we'll also be training on hardware and software. So Premiere Pro, the cameras, audio equipment, and so on. This week is our week to kind of get comfortable with all these things while we're putting our team stuff together. So what is due this week is this. First off, we are going to take a look at, let me scroll down here, Trello and Scrum, but specifically Scrum and Fibonacci numbers and playing Fibonacci poker. The idea of how complex is a task, because humans are really bad at guesstimating time. So we look at complexity and time and put it together and come up with a Fibonacci numbering system that is part of Scrum. So I have resources for that. And when you click on the Trello and Scrum resources, you're going to see a really cool video we're going to watch. Just a shorthand cheat sheet here. Oh, here, look at this. There's that. When I made this, let me get that 9 out of there. There, safe. And resources you've seen before. But again, the slideshow we're going to go through in class about how this whole thing works. We'll talk about that earlier in the week. Then, one more resource about Fibonacci numbering and how it works and so on and so forth. So these resources are there for you. We are going to be using a burn down chart, and our session is going to officially be, for session 2, 15 days. It's actually 19 days, but we're going to start on October 23rd, and we're going to end on November 13th. So what does this mean? Let's go take a look. Right here, the light, this pinkish color is our production days. And session 1 I call a pseudo session because we're just kind of getting up to speed. We're going to continue doing that this week. So we have a number of tools and techniques we still have not worked through, but we're doing this in our teams. We're going to be brainstorming, working on team work and training. It's going to be fun. But officially on the 23rd, we'll start session 2 and our first real session. And you've already done the blog post for session 1, and so I'm not going to make you do a blog post for session 2. We're just going to combine the two together, and I'll explain that in class. So we're going to be working for the 23rd all the way to the 13th. Then we're going to wrap up. So you get 15 days. And when you look here, you have 15 days to get to 0 on all the tasks you thought your team could do. So what you do is you add up all the tasks with a Fibonacci number associated to each task. So some complex stuff are going to have higher Fibonacci numbers. Lower tasks that take only a few minutes might be a 1 or a 2. You add the total of your tasks right here in your Scrum or Sprint column in Trello. So it's called Current Scrum or Sprint. And you add that total number here. And every day you look at what you can drag in Trello into the done column and see what the number is now. So every day we'll have a stand-up meeting for 90 seconds where you look at your Trello board and go, okay, did we get this done? Yes. So you move things into the done column in Trello, and then you update this number. You're going to turn this into me every day so I can take a look at it to see the progress. And what we're looking for is a line that's going like this to get to 0 in 15 days. Now, if we have a line that's going like this, we're not going to hit 0 in 15 days because just look at the trajectory of that line. That's not going to work. So we have to then cut features or figure out what's causing us to slow down. And that's all complex stuff that we talk about in our teams and part of the learning that's going to be happening. Okay, so again, you can look at this. This document's at the top right underneath my weekly video. It's our session calendar. The assignments this week that you'll be turning in, the dates are a little off because we had technology problems a week ago. And so I'll modify these dates. But essentially, you're collaborating with your team, working on a storyboard, you're pitching ideas, you're updating the Trello board with all the tasks, you're going to be doing the Fibonacci numbering, updating your burn down chart. So I'm going to be training you on all these resources. So again, training on how to use Scrum and Teams, including Fibonacci, just our rituals and our habits that we do every day, from stand-up meetings, burn down charts, and so on. You're getting trained on that this week, and we're practicing it before we start using it next week. Okay, and you'll be turning in some things this week that I will check off to give you credit for. You are also going to create a slideshow for your team, and you're going to publish it. It doesn't have any evidence yet, but your SMART goal will go in there, and you're going to modify your SMART goal. Now that you're on a team, you might not be doing initially what you thought you would do for this session. That's fine. So modify it. What would you like to accomplish? And it needs to be tangible and related to core elements of game design, music creation, practice in music, or film in film language. So I'll help you with this. So your team's going to pitch what your goal is, and we're going to do it in the front of the room like we normally do for the advisory committee, so we can practice the whole process. But the slideshow is only going to have your SMART goal, not the evidence. Now the fun thing is, after we're done on the 13th of November, you're going to put your evidence into the slideshow, and that'll be screenshots, an audio file, or something that shows that you achieved your SMART goal. And if you did not achieve it, you'll have lots of evidence about what you were trying to do to problem solve to get to that SMART goal. Okay, and that's it. So it's going to be teamwork, training, activity, learning about Scrum, practicing that stuff, starting to get our rituals organized and set up, our 90-second stand-up meetings, our burn down charts, all that stuff we're getting in place this week so that when we start working on the 23rd, we know what we're doing. We hit the ground running and go. And every day is going to be the same, where we have a stand-up meeting for 90 seconds, and then you start working on your stuff. That stand-up meeting again, you look at the Trello board, what got done, what are you going to do today, and then you go. And I set a timer every day for 90 seconds and blah, blah, blah. All right, well, that's it. And just a reminder, I make these videos for everybody, but I also make them for people who are absent or need a reminder of what we're working on for the week. So there you go.